What's going down, everybody? Welcome into Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael, your host, as always. Tuesday morning. What a night last night. NCAA basketball kicking off. Monday night football. Lots of stuff going on. The NBA in-season tournament. Wait till you hear this audio that I have here in a little bit from Damian Lillard about the NBA in-season tournament. It's absolutely unbelievable. But today is November the 7th, Tuesday. What we got going on today? National Canine Lymphoma Awareness Day. These things get more and more eccentric every day. Bittersweet Chocolate with Almonds Day. It's Election Day, of course. There is a big one today, National Cancer Awareness Day. That's obviously a huge, huge thing. National Hug a Bear. And if your name is Keith, today is your day. Keith and Lori. L-O-R-I, Lori. Keith and Lori Day. So, welcome into Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael. Had a great Monday night last night. Watching sports all evening long, especially since I coached my son's baseball team last night. We're in the playoffs, the number 2 seed. So way to go, him and his team, the Blue Jays. Excited about that. Got lots of sports to get into today, lots of stuff to unpack. We'll get into the NFL. Obviously, there's some big injuries in the NFL. I'm going to talk about this Monday Night Football game, where the Jets and the Chargers stand, because it's both teams are awkward. We'll get into that. NCAA basketball, men's and women's. There were some huge upsets in both. The NBA, of course, and then I will get into my parlay of the day. The NBA is off today, so there's no NBA games, but there's 3 college games, and there's some NCAA basketball games going on. So, without further ado, let's get rolling. Today's show brought to you by Christian's Tailgate. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Bill's Mafia Bar. Dallas Cowboys Bar. I think there's 5 or 6 locations here in Houston. It's unbelievable. Award-winning food, drink specials. They got karaoke. They've got beer pong tournaments. They've got those trivia games. They got everything, man. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. All right. Monday Night Football. Where do you want to start? Wow. The Jets, man. Let's just go there. Let's go to the Jets first. Both these teams, the Chargers and the Jets, are both 4-4. Chargers won the game 27-6. And what looks like on paper a blowout, but this was a terrible game. Absolutely terrible football game. Neither one of these quarterbacks threw for a touchdown. Neither one of them. In fact, the New York Jets had the least amount of touchdowns offensively in the entire league this year. And we're in week 9, halfway through the season, halfway through the NFL season. I think they have 8 offensive touchdowns. They've played 8 games. Justin Herbert was 16 of 30 for only 136 yards. Whoa. If you needed him to win your fantasy game last night, sorry, didn't do that. Zach Wilson was actually better, 33 of 49, almost 50 passes thrown last night, only 263 yards. Breece Hall, 16 carries, 50 yards. Keenan Allen broke the 10,000-yard mark last night. I guess that was about the only highlight. I mean, the big thing about this game was the Chargers defense, which we knew was good all year, but they played a very, 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 very bad New York Jets offensive line. We saw Aaron Rodgers prior to the game warming up, throwing 50-yard passes already, coming off an Achilles tear. This is unbelievable. But if you're Robert Saleh and Aaron Rodgers wants to come back, do you let him play? Do you let Aaron Rodgers play this year with that offensive line? It already hurt him once. I just don't know. If Aaron Rodgers comes back in 4 or 5 weeks, maybe less, I doubt it though, but 4 or 5 weeks, does he play? We're 8 games into the season. We're halfway through. 9 weeks in, halfway through the season. Jets are 4-4. If Aaron Rodgers, you're not going to stop Aaron Rodgers from playing. He's going to want to play. They've got the Raiders, then Bills, Dolphins, Falcons, Texans, Dolphins. You could see him come back for the last 3 regular season games. Commanders, Browns, Patriots. He's going to be ready. He will be ready. Aaron Rodgers will be ready to play this year. The question is, will he? Will he come back and play this year? That offensive line is horrible. Absolutely terrible. I'm not putting this all on Zach Wilson, even though Zach Wilson is not the best quarterback in the league, obviously. But the Jets, their defense is okay. It doesn't show it because the score was 27-6, but the Jets did actually. They did that bad. Interesting. Aaron Rodgers out there warming up. He probably could have done better than Zach. 33 of 49, 263. Chargers defense is the story of this. The Chargers are 4-4. What do we think about them? I guess that's exactly what they are. They're 4-4. They're 2-2 away. They are what they are. Justin Herbert had an awful night. Awful night. And here they sit, second in the AFC West, behind, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs. It is what it is. The Jets, I have no idea how they're 4-4, but they are. They could actually have a decent season. They have a pretty easy schedule lined up. I guess the question here with the Jets, again, like I said, is the Aaron Rodgers situation. Is he going to come back? Is Robert Saleh going to allow him to play? If, with that offensive line like the way it is. Garrett Wilson, 7 receptions, 80 yards, but Chargers defense, if you had them in your fantasy league, good for you. I know my buddy Joe had the Chargers defense on his team last night, and he needed them to do well, and they did very well. All right, some other NFL news. We saw that Daniel Jones confirmed yesterday out for the season, torn ACL. Cam Akers out for the season, torn Achilles. Man, these Achilles are brutal this year. Brutal. Kirk Cousins, Aaron Rodgers, Cam Akers. Bad ones. Kyler freaking Murray, y'all. Kyler Murray is set to start for the one-win Arizona Cardinals this Sunday. Okay. I guess, look, good for fantasy football players, I guess, but James Conner hurt, gone. So Kyler Murray is going to start. I don't know if this is a good thing for Kyler Murray. Do you want him to start? We got to be willing to understand that it might not look like Kyler, Gannon said. And I think he's got a good expectation of that. The coaches have a good expectation of that. But I know this. He's going to come out there and play his game and help us win. That is the quote from one Rich Gannon about his quarterback, Kyler Murray, starting. This Arizona situation is so awkward. It's so awkward over there. They have one win. I mean, you're throwing it out there. I guess you have to because you're paying him a ton of money. But wow. They were down starting tight end Zach Ertz and wide receiver Michael Wilson, and running back James Conner is eligible to come off injured reserve this week if he's going to be healthy. So that may help him. Cardinals going to make a run? No. Come on, man. Kyler Murray, awkward, but he's playing. He's scheduled to start. So there you go. We'll see. We'll see how he does. I'm interested to see if he's going to be running around. Vikings quarterback Josh Dobbs is starting this Sunday. Of course, after that incredible comeback win, he comes in there not even knowing the guys' names, the receivers' names, his offensive linemen and everything. But Josh Dobbs will be starting. A huge break, tough break for Cincinnati, it looks like. The Bengals are unsure if Jamar Chase is going to play in Week 10. That's a huge loss if he doesn't play. So that's your NFL news. I look, the NFL, the games this week. Have y'all seen the lineups for the games this week? The Thursday night game. Have y'all seen this? The standalone games this week are unbelievable. You got the 1-7 Panthers at the 2-7 Bears. The 4-4 Jets at the 4-5 Raiders. The 3-5 Broncos at the 5-4 Bills. Whoa. That's your standalone games, guys. Panthers and Bears on Thursday. Sunday night, Jets and Raiders. Monday night, Broncos, Bills. Wow. Those are terrible football games. The Monday night game between the Broncos and Bills may be competitive. That's unreal. It may be a competitive football game. The Jets and the Raiders? What? We just saw a horrible performance. Now we're going to put them in Vegas and on prime time. Let's go. Panthers and Bears this Thursday on Amazon Prime. How are you going to hype that one up? What's the hype? What's the commercials? Bryce Young? I don't, man. 1-7, 0-4 on the road. And the Bears are 2-7, 1-3 at home. Right now, the line is Chicago -3.5. Give me Carolina. I'll take it. That's your primetime games this week. Absolutely horrible primetime games. All right, guys, let's move on to Major League Baseball. Some major hirings in Major League Baseball. The Cubs have named former Milwaukee Brewer manager Craig Counsell to their head managing position, which, look, great for the Cubs. They got a good job. The Mets have hired Carlos Mendoza as their manager. You want me to repeat that? I will. The New York Mets have hired Carlos Mendoza as their manager. There you go. And Cleveland Guardians have hired Stephen Vogt as their manager. Good for him. Great for him. There's still a few openings left, but the biggest MLB news is Shohei Ohtani. Where is he going to go? That is, the odds are up. Go figure. Go. I guess the Giants being up there. I thought the Mets, but I mean, that'd be great for their new manager. I think the Giants are up there. The Rangers are even a part of it. The Dodgers, of course, the Yankees. I doubt he's going to the Yankees. Major League Baseball wants to put Ohtani somewhere where he's going to make the playoffs. So we'll see what happens with Shohei, but the free agency market is open in the MLB, and there we go. NBA basketball, folks. Have y'all seen this in-season tournament? This is unbelievable. I'm going to pull up some audio real quick of Damian Lillard talking about the in-season tournament. Here's Damian Lillard talking about in-season tournament.
It's because the energy, you can tell it's like something is happening, but it's new, so I'm not really sure what the hell is going on. Like, what? I don't really know what's going on. So, something is going on. It seems like a moment, the court, the uniforms, TV game and all that, but I don't think nobody really know what's going on. So we just trying to get to Vegas.
That's Damian Lillard talking about the NBA in-season tournament. That's exactly how we feel. As the general public, you look down at the NBA and you have these weird courts. We don't know what's going on. I don't even know how many games are in this tournament. He said we're trying to get to Vegas. I'm assuming they have a championship or playoffs for this in-season tournament in Vegas. Damian Lillard just said it himself. He has no clue, no idea of what this NBA in-season tournament is, and neither do we. As fans, I'm lost. Absolutely lost. I thought it was a good idea at the beginning so you could get the players to stop from resting, right? Like, you don't want them to rest all the time. And here we go. We have no clue what's going on. Zero. NBA is pretty interesting, though. Luka Doncic is having a hell of a season already. The Denver Nuggets look great. The regular season for the NBA, look, Anthony Davis for the Lakers already hurt. If you're a Laker fan, you're like, holy crap. The Warriors look good. The Indiana Pacers last night, though, blew the rocks off of Victor Wembanyama and the San Antonio Spurs. 152. They scored 86 points at halftime, guys. It was 86 points at halftime for the Indiana Pacers. Damn. Mavericks cruise 6-1 over the Magic. The Bucks won. They didn't cover my spread. That pissed me off, but that's all right. Lakers ended up losing. They fall to 3-4. The big news, I guess, in the NBA, or the big game last night, was the Los Angeles Clippers, because they have a big four now with James Harden, and his old teammate Russell Westbrook. Harden was absolutely terrible last night. Absolutely abysmal. I'm trying to pull up his stat line right here, but it was pretty bad. But they lost. The Clippers fall to 3-3. They lost 111-97. Here's your big three. Kawhi Leonard had 18 points. Let me see if I can go to the box score right here. Paul George had 10. Kawhi Leonard 18. Russell Westbrook 17. James Harden had 17 points with a negative 18 on the floor. Like his plus minus. Oof. Turnovers. It was ugly. Harden played 31 minutes. 6 of 9 shooting from the field. 2 of 4 threes. I don't think that's going to work. I don't. I think they'll have fun. I think the Clippers are going to have fun. But I don't think Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, first of all, we know Kawhi Leonard's not going to stay healthy the entire season. Probably neither is Paul George. He was 2 from 11 for the floor, by the way. Paul George was. Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, and James Harden all on one team. Mason Plumlee had one of the only plus minuses on the floor. He had 11 points in 11 minutes. I'm sorry, 2 points in 11 minutes. Clippers, good luck. Good luck with all that. I don't know how that's going to pan out. I don't see it panning out, but we'll see. NBA's off tonight. Let's move to the NCAA and this whole situation with the Michigan Wolverines. There was just an announcement made here a little bit ago. The NCAA has revealed its findings of the University of Michigan sign-stealing investigation to the Big Ten. Now, we heard yesterday that the Big Ten has informed Michigan that there's some consequences coming. So here's what they said. Conference continues to consider a multi-game suspension for Jim Harbaugh as the school gears up for action. This is from Yahoo. NCAA's findings do not connect the in-person scouting and recording of opponent sidelines to Harbaugh, sources say, and absence of evidence essential to the potential lawsuit from the school and coach against the league. In other words, the NCAA has no evidence connecting Jim Harbaugh to the activities of Connor Stallions, yet the Big Ten Conference is still considering punishment for Harbaugh, and Michigan is prepared to take legal action. This thing's gone way, way overboard. I just saw that now Michigan and the Big Ten have video evidence of other teams doing the exact same thing. I don't know where to go with this. I don't know about Jim Harbaugh, if he's involved in it. I'm sure he's got to know something. I don't know the other schools now. I don't know if Ohio State was involved in this. There's some rumors of that. There's rumors flying everywhere. This is a big ordeal, and the Big Ten and the NCAA need to get a hold of it. It's pretty bad. It's pretty freaking bad. We'll see. I'm sure, I would think that they're going to levy some sort of suspension. Some sort of sanctions have to be levied on some teams doing something because you can't just brush this under the rug now. The can has been opened. You cannot shove it back in. It's out. We'll see. Interesting. Very interesting. Number one, LSU women's hoops takes their first game of the season. The Colorado Buffaloes, you heard that right. Deion Sanders' football squad is not doing well on the field, but the basketball, the women's NCAA Colorado Buffs, number 20 in the nation, took it to the LSU Tigers last night. So LSU falls, and of course, all of the attention is on their number one. What's her name? Angel Reese, that's right. And then Caitlin Clark for Iowa played last night. She balled out of control on only half a game, scored 30-plus points. I think they took her out somewhere in the third quarter. Caitlin Clark in Iowa, rolling. And the NCAA basketball, men's basketball, has commenced, and it has started, and it's fantastic, except for Tom Izzo and Michigan State. They fall to James Madison, whose football team is absolutely doing amazing this year. But Michigan State fell to James Madison last night, 79-76. First time, I think, in 73 games that Izzo has won or has lost. Not in a row, obviously, but a home opener. That's insane. I got to find that stat. That was a wild, wild stat. I'll look it up. Try to let you know. But right now, the college rankings for the NCAA: Kansas number 1, Duke number 2, Purdue number 3, Michigan State now with a loss though. They were number 4. We'll see what happens. Marquette, UConn, University of Houston number 7, Creighton, Tennessee, Florida Atlantic. Your top Florida Atlantic in the top 10. Way to go. Gonzaga goes to 11, Arizona, and then on down University of Texas at 18. Baylor, USC at 20 and 21, Alabama 24, and Illinois all the way at 25. Look, now we're heading towards March Madness. So good for NCAA basketball. Glad they are jamming. Look, guys, if you missed anything on this show or any of them, by the way, this is episode number 250, which is amazing. Go to Sports with Balls in all podcast arenas. It will be there. All 250 shows, if you want to listen to them from 3 years ago. What else we got going on today? Bronny James, he's set to play. He wants to play for UFC if he passes his medical exam next week. And I told you a minute ago that Anthony Davis, he tweaked a hip and expects to return soon. But guys, I'm here to tell you right now, expect that all season long. Tomorrow we're going to have my top 5, bottom 5, but right now let's get to the bets. Let's do the parlay of the day. There's some NCAA football games tonight. Number 1, Virginia. Oh, that's Thursday. Sorry. Ohio. I know Ohio plays because I have them -7. Ohio will play Buffalo tonight in Buffalo. Look, it's Ohio -7. They're a good team. This is all MAC games tonight. So I like Ohio -7. You also have Northern Illinois at home versus Northern Illinois -9. Give me that game. And 2 NCAA games. I like Indiana. And the reason I like Indiana is because they just lost their legendary coach, Bob Knight. I think they're going to play very, very well. So give me Indiana -11. I think Michigan -8, something like that. Or no, way more than that. But I like Michigan to roll tonight, and I like Indiana to roll tonight in NCAA basketball. And in football, I like Ohio, and I like Northern Illinois. That is your parlay of the day. Speaking of parlay of the day, I'm Jeff Michael. It's time to get out of here. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank Christian's Tailgate. Go to christianstailgate.com. Food specials, drink specials, award-winning food. It's amazing, amazing place. I'll be back, same bat time, same bat place tomorrow.